do you believe that you have some purpose here on the planet, but you're not sure what it is? Or maybe you are completely clear about what it is, but there is still a gap between like where you are now and what's your purpose. How could it look like when you will live your purpose? So you are in perfect place right now, because our today's conversation will be exactly about this: how to find your purpose, how to understand it. I will have amazing guest. She's purpose clarity coach. It's Maria Hartsong. I will bring you on a screen just in a second. My name is Slavomira Hartsegova. I'm a Feng Shui practitioner and a joyful creator. And now let's welcome Maria. Hi, welcome.
Hi, so
So
lovely to be here.
yeah, I'm so excited about our conversation, and hopefully, this will bring a lot of value for everyone who is just who wants to live purpose, or find a purpose here and just live more fulfilling life. And maybe I would start with, please share what's your purpose? What are you doing here?
Well, I think the biggest purpose that all of us have here on earth is to be ourselves, to arrive, to remember who we truly are, and to just relax and live live as ourselves. Um, but of course, we are also doing things that are purposeful. And in my case, I had a beautiful, what can I call it? It was kind of an awakening in my 30s when I was in a deep depressive state, a life crisis, when I heard a voice from within saying, "You have songs inside of you." And that sentence gave me hope and got me into action. Uh, so, um, so that is part of my purpose, to bring through the songs that I receive and co-create with Spirit.
Yeah. So we will definitely will talk more about your journey, because it's so easy to share success when someone is already like there and has achieved something, but the journey to achieving that, it's mostly really like it's a lot of lessons and struggle and pain and everything. So we will definitely get to that. So now you are helping people, or you are using songs to help people connect with their purpose or get more clarity, or if you can define it more, like
Yeah, so the songs that I create are part of my work, and they they can they are like activations that support people to come to remember who they are. Um, but I don't only work with song; I also have many other different tools. So um, on my journey, what has supported me greatly uh, to really connect or reconnect with who I am is three different things that have come into my life. And the first one is learning about how I am energetically wired. My human design, my divine design, I call it, because I bring both human design and the gene keys into my work. And these are um, wisdom teachings about our consciousness. and how we are wired energetically. And for me, and for my clients, that has been like a big key to to see and understand the life journey, because we then have conditioning. We have a natural way of being, our energetic blueprint, if you will, and then we have the conditioning, the society, the religion, the cultural, the family upbringing that is asking something else of us. So coming to know or to remember, yes, this is actually how I am authentically me, and it's okay. It's my divine design. Makes it easy.
Yeah, and I know exactly what are you talking about this conditioning. Like society expect us to just be like this way. This is how it is. You are supposed to do that this way because this is kind of normal or something. And but we are just unique,
Mm.
and this is sometimes it just takes a lot of, I don't know, boldness or something to express. And I can even remember how it was difficult for me to even to understand who I am, because I just completely forgot, because I just thought, yeah, I was like, I believed all these expectations that's true. I'm supposed to be like this, and I didn't understand why I don't feel good in
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So yeah, this is a really important part to understand what's your natural state of being, what's authentic for you, and not for someone else, or just meet some expectations of family or others. So yeah.
And another thing that I also bring into my work as a purpose clarity coach is um, sacred womb wisdom. Um, and this is about the feminine and the masculine frequencies, and how we have been conditioned since thousands of years of being more in our masculine energy, both women and men, and often not in that conscious masculine energy, but in more wounded masculine energy. And how we can clear that and really embody a healthy conscious masculine energy that will hold us and support us from within, and then also embody the healthy conscious sacred feminine energy. And that is something that is happening um, within all of us, whether we know it or not. The feminine energy is rising because it has been deeply suppressed, it has been used, abused in all of us, women and men, and now we need to come into balance again. So that is
Yeah.
another way to really come back home to ourselves, to really allow ourselves to be both those energies within, and um, to be aligning them into union within. And that is actually peace work, because we have been so conditioned to project out and to be some to be in conflict both within ourselves and with our partners, and with others of the same sex, when it's all happening within us.
Yeah, I'm really glad you are talking about it, because yeah, if you can also share more about how to, like, expression of masculine energy and feminine energy, because yes, I can also see that in our world, like it's in feng shui, I'm using yin and yang, but we can talk about masculine and feminine. And it's so needed to use this feminine energy that like stay in being and this intuition and not just the hustle and doing and everything. So please, let's like stay here for a while and please share about how to express like or what are expression of masculine energy and feminine energy. And it doesn't matter if it has nothing to do with
And
sex.
no,
It's just,
no,
yeah,
energy. Yeah.
yeah, we can name that yin and yang. If
Yes.
so, yeah.
Yes. Yes. So, and before I go more deeply into this, I want to say that this was something that really assisted me on my entrepreneurial journey when I met my mentor, who taught me a lot of practices and also brought in remembrance of how it has been. Because when we are so polarized to the doing, to the masculine and the wounded masculine ways, the unconscious masculine ways, we don't listen to our bodies. We override our intuition with intellect. We can uh, shut down our emotions that are actually here to support us. And we work, 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 and no play. So, um, when we are in that energy, we need to work in the physical so much more than when we can bring in the feminine flow, the being, the rest, trusting our inner guidance, our intuition, and also bring in creativity in this effortless flow, because the feminine energy within us, or the yin energy within us, is connected to source, is having that, um, receiving those creative impulses. And it's also the feminine that receives. So when I learned about this and did energy practices and ceremonies that supported me to clear out, I usually say clear out the old paradigm way out of my body, and not completely, because this is a lifelong journey, but I definitely experienced this big shift. And I started to create and attract so much more in effortless ways. So the masculine, if we talk about the sacred, conscious masculine frequency, it's holding the feminine energy. It is providing, it is protecting, and it's action oriented. It's manifesting with action. While the feminine frequency is receptive, is being, is playful, creative. Uh, so within us, we have these two energies, and when they collaborate, when we can, um, for instance, if we are going to do something like write an email sequence, then we can ask our masculine part or our young part. We go into that energy and we do those things. And then when it comes to what we want to create next in our lives or in our businesses, we go into the feminine energy and just listen deeply. What does she want to create through us? So when we can collaborate within ourselves and come into this union, it becomes so much more peaceful within, and we can create with less effort. And we also honor our need for ebb and flow, for action and rest.
Yeah, exactly. And this is, we need both, but It's like, for me, from my perspective, it's important to let our feminine just decide the
Yes.
actions, and then,
Yes.
yeah, then let masculine, just do
Yes.
that.
Yes.
But it always needs to come from, like, within our
Mm.
intuition, where this is guiding us, and then, of course, just do the steps or just walk the path where
Yes.
you feel the guidance. But in business as well, it's not only about doing, but you need to listen at first and just let the guidance to show you the way.
Yeah, that is such an important piece, to let the feminine lead, because it's the feminine part of us, or the yin part of us, that is deeply connected to source. And then we use our masculine qualities to execute and to make it happen into the physical.
Yeah, so this was another tool, like how
Yeah.
to connect with yourself. And also, what is important, you mentioned that, like, we don't listen to our bodies when we are in this masculine. And yes, I believe this is the reason why so many people is, all this illness and mental illness or fatigue or anything, if we don't listen to our bodies. So we are in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And the
So,
third thing that I work with my clients with, and this also, of course, starts with me. I use what I have needed on my own journey to support my clients with, and this is working with a subconscious mind, because we create from our subconscious. It's there is an image of this iceberg, where there's just the tip of the iceberg above the surface of the water, and that's, we can um, um, say that that is our conscious mind, that we can control at will. But then we have the bigger part, is the subconscious mind, and there we have the root of many of our struggles, um, and they are based on things that happened early on in life, or in our ancestral line, or even in a past life, some sort of traumatic thing. Doesn't have to be big for a grown up, but for the child you were at 4 years old, that was a trauma. And if you couldn't handle the emotion at the time, the emotion got trapped, and you created a subconscious belief. And that belief could be that I am not enough, or I am not worthy, or something else that is really at the root. And then we grow up and we live our lives, but we have challenges in certain areas, and the symptoms keep coming up. So then we can work with those roots and heal on a subconscious level. And there are many different ways to do that. I am a belief coding facilitator, so I work with that modality, and it's a super effective and uh, I say profound and fun way to go to the root and heal things that might have created problems for you for decades, with one or a few sessions. When we find the right way in, we can allow that healing to happen in quite a short while, and then we get to code in new positive beliefs that is uplifting instead into the subconscious, so that will be what we vibrate out and create instead. Mm.
Yeah, and this is also, and this was also my story, and I'm still like revealing more and more layers of this belief, like I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, and it's so like I did so much work in this area, to overcome that, and still the roots are so deep that
Yeah.
this is a journey. So but yeah, this is so important to clear that, because when as I'm looking back how I lived, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago in abusive relationship, and so, it's just now completely different life. And
You have come
yet
a long way.
like, yeah, so this is so important to clear this, to understand what is, like, what causes all this trouble. And sometimes it's not quite clear, like it looks like, oh, this situation, why I'm always in this situation, it's just bad luck or something. But yeah,
Mm.
we need to find the roots.
But with
Yeah.
that said, I think it's also important to mention that we cannot be in the clearing and the fixing all the time. We also need to enjoy our lives and be really compassionate with ourselves where we are right now and celebrate ourselves. Uh, so that is also important piece, because otherwise we can get stuck in that, there's always something to fix.
Yeah, this is never ending process. So it's like wise just to enjoy the journey, then wait until I will be, I will be completely healed, because this is just this never ending
Mm.
process. So, yeah, so this was basically how you are helping people on their journey.
And
And
myself.
now, yeah, please, let's like turn back to your story, your journey. What were your struggles on this path to just get to this point in your life when you are helping others, but before you were struggling with just helping yourself out of some
Mm.
troubles?
Yeah. So I I struggled a lot with self-doubt. After this gift opened up in my 30s with the music that I create, co-create, I say, or receive, um, I knew that that gift asked of me to stand out and to share that music in a bigger way. But it was really challenging because of my cultural conditioning. In Sweden, we have a cultural conditioning, a law. It's not a real law, but it's a like a condition that we have been brought up in, and it says basically that you shouldn't believe that you are anything special, you shouldn't stand out, you should just keep, low and blend in. So that was something, has been something that I have been having to break through over and over again. And self-doubt is something that has been a big piece of my journey. And that is also um, something that most of the women that are attracted to me, they struggle with too: imposter syndrome, self-doubt, they procrastinate. And what I had to do was to take it step by step with this gift with the music. So I started to practice sharing my songs now and then in small groups. It was mostly online, and I got feedback that people liked it, and I got a little bit braver. And uh, but still it was difficult because I had this idea that I needed to wait with what I love the most until I had the time and the money. And I think that is so common, that we don't say yes to what lights us up the most, because we are conditioned into that work is serious and we have to struggle, when in fact we are here to have a, a good, enjoyable life. And what lights us up, what is what makes our heart sing the most, is where we have our gifts. So yeah, uh, after many years of bringing these songs in smaller ways, I last year decided now it's enough. Now I say a full yes, a full body yes to being myself and to sharing this gift. So after that, things have started to move quite quickly.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you mentioned this. Like, it should be like we should enjoy that, and it could be like joyful and in flow and easy. But it's so hard to believe that, because this is also, again, this is my story. Like, although my intention was just experiment that with that, like, if is it possible just to live like this, follow joy? And this is what I'm talking about, but it's not so easy to really like walk my talk, because again, this conditioning, like, okay, but now I have to, this is serious, I have to, do my purpose like properly. And somehow this subconscious, like, it's just must be hard because it's important and I have to do. So
Loves to make everything important and serious, and so,
yeah.
but the heart is giggling. I remember just the other day I was driving my car and I was um, there was some problem that I was ruminating on, and then all of a sudden I asked myself, I wonder what my higher self would say about this. And it was enough for me to ask that question for me to start giggling, because my higher self was thinking this was hilarious and did not see the problem or the seriousness at all. So that was quite uplifting. Mm.
Yeah, maybe this is like good question to ask in difficult situations.
Yeah,
Be-
it's so easy to get stuck in this stream of all the stories, the mind chatter, all the dramatic emotions. And we are many people experiencing difficult times here, or I mean, it's we are in this massive paradigm shift, but we can choose whether we will uh, go into that stream and connect with that stream of somewhat chaos, or if we will go higher and rise above it, still grounded in our bodies and in our present lives, but to listen to that higher, infinite part of ourselves. That is really helpful.
yeah. So, do you have some practical advice for entrepreneurs, for example, or for just people in general? But I like to focus on entrepreneurial life because this is my life. This is like most of my audience. Like, how we can go through challenges in our business with this attitude.
Mm. So, um, I have two questions that I ask myself often that is supporting me, and that is might be supportive to your community also. And the first one is, what is the most important next step for me to focus on? And then it's important to not let this part answer, but to come down into the body, into the heart, into the womb or hara, and ask from there. And I'm not kidding. The last few weeks, or not the last couple of weeks maybe, but before that, the answer that came to me on a regular basis was rest. The most important thing, I'm thinking, okay, what is the most important thing? Must be something massive. But the most important thing for me was to rest. And then the next most important thing was to do something. But I thought that was quite significant. The next question I ask myself is how can I be of service through my business today?
Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, with this rest, this is also I can remember how I was always like, I was so anxious when I felt tired. And I try to fix that, like how I can have more energy. I'm talking about that, how to get more energy. And now I'm tired. It's just, it's wrong. I have to do something until I accepted it. Oh, actually, I need to slow down
Mm.
and take a rest. Yeah, but it was hard to accept that. So
Yeah,
because we are
that's
just
so
conditioned
great.
again, still
Yeah.
being in this active mode and this grow, constant grow, and just do something and let's do that. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that we need also to rest
Mm.
and just listen to our body.
Mm.
Yeah. And you know what? Now I would like to come closer to this part about singing.
Yeah.
And please tell me more about your songs, or maybe you can even sing some song
Mm.
and just share more about how this helps with connecting with purpose, like more specifically.
So first of all, for those of you here watching, a- and for those of you feeling intimidating by the thought of song, because maybe you have been told that you cannot sing by some teacher or some family member, I just want to put a stake in the ground to say that your voice is your birthright and you can sing. And when you do, you light up the whole brain, and a lot of good hormones will start firing and wiring. And your voice is the most healing and creative voice for you. So never mind what anyone has told you. I really want to encourage you to use your voice. And then second, the songs that I create, some of them are ordinary songs in that way that it's verse and chorus and a bridge and chorus. Um, but some of them are shorter. They are I am statements, and there it's merged with the belief coding where we code in these new beliefs. We can do that singing also. And these are shorter activations that we can use and work with to activate dormant potential, to uplift ourselves, to receive inner guidance. We can work with the voice and the songs in so many different ways. Um, so that is something that I'm really passionate about, encouraging the people that I work with and others that I connect with to really start using their own voice. And there's also beneficial, you know, you soothe your nervous system, you the blood is getting more oxygenated. There's so many health benefits, and also then mental and emotional benefits.
Yeah, and I can share also my experience when you are talking about this I am statements. And so I can remember one song, and it was so empowering when I used that, like I sang that song while I was walking my dog in nature, and I was singing all these like I am love, I am humbleness and dignity, and it was so empowering. Yeah, and it was quite a long song,
Yeah, that was.
and yeah, I it felt so good.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It can really shift things for us. Um, so yeah, that's how I work with song as a tool in group settings, and also with private clients. I can create a personalized heart song activation where I meet the person and we talk about what areas they need energetic support in their lives, and then I co-create that song with their higher heart, their higher selves. And that is some magical weaving that I don't really understand. I'm just opening myself up to receive the song that it will support them to the highest. And it's always magical when these songs come through, and when I get to deliver them to the person, they are deeply moved because they feel so seen. And then when they work with a song, it's usually deep transformation over time. I have one client that listened back to her song two years later, and she's expressed that the song really told the story about her life. Like, it was so. And how that works, I'm not entirely sure, but it's magical. And these songs are universal. So even though it's one woman who ordered the song, who asked for the song, we have such similar struggles and journeys. So my intention is that these songs will reach more people, so that some more people can benefit from them.
Yeah. If you could like feel into like our audience now, and if there comes to your mind some specific song you would like to sing right now for activation for our audience.
Okay. Hmm. So there's basically only one song in my mind right now because it's so present for me. So I will share a snippet from Lighthouse. Mm. So this is a message to you who tune in now. You are here to be a lighthouse, shining bright and clear. You are here to anchor in love that melts the fear. You are here to bring the magic only you can bring. We are here to shift to love, so sing, you brave ones, sing.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love your songs. It just resonates so deep within. And okay, so now we came to the lighthouse, so we can also share the event you are offering uh, to people, to the audience uh, in next days. Please tell about it, what you offer with this lighthouse.
Yeah. So this song will be released, professionally produced, the first song that I release into the world, in cooperation with a magical producer and musician. He calls himself Entheo. Um, so I wanted to create an event, and this I was guided to create this event for the winter solstice, and it's the 22nd of December, and it's called Activate Your Light. And this is a special solstice event to help you remember who you really are, to help you remember the light that you are. And this auspicious, powerful portal day is, of course, in the northern hemisphere when the light starts to return, because that's the turning point. It doesn't get darker anymore; it gets lighter, and we will create this powerful energy vortex together. I will do some teaching, but then we will also um, be able to set a sacred intention and really propel ourselves into more freedom, into more courage and confidence to be our full authentic selves. So there will be a light activation to help you connect with your higher self and with your sacred purpose. And that will be on this day, and it can sure happen that you get epiphanies and have this really powerful experience, but it can also be the starting point, like the activating point, where then some things will be unraveling for days, weeks, or even months to come. And you will also gain confidence to come out of hiding and share your gifts with the world. Many of us have been keeping ourselves small and dimming our light to fit in, like I used to do a lot, when I didn't dare to really claim and own this gift that asks me actually to be visible in a bigger way. And then we will also discover how to align with your higher self so that it becomes quicker to create everything that your heart deeply desire. And it could be in any area. It could be around your business, abundance, clients, true love, your purpose. And then we will share this song, and we will also be sharing a little bit about the plans to record a full-length album with more heart song activations, and how you can be part of that, those of you who choose to come.
Yeah, it sounds great. It's so inspiring. So I'm so looking forward this event. And of course, I will put a link to like all important links into the description. So check it out. And what do you have some like last message to our audience before we just wrap up this session? Something you would like to share from your heart and support women on their journey to discover or reveal their purpose, get in alignment with their soul?
So there's a beautiful quote from Rumi that has really been a guiding light for me. That is, what you seek is seeking you. And so your purpose is not out there somewhere for you to find outside of yourself, it is within you. And the universe will also, once you say this full body yes to be here as you, when you stop to try to be someone else, that is natural that we do because of our conditioning. We don't think that it's enough to be ourselves. uh, But when you start to saying yes to be the one that you're here to be, and with all of that entails, then life will meet you. And that was my powerful experience after having made that choice last year, in 2022. Um, so trust that you have everything within you, and what you're seeking is seeking you, and it's actually in here, and it's been there, uh, ever since the beginning. You are an acorn programmed with everything to become this magnificent oak tree. And so connect with yourself on a daily basis. Be be in communion with yourself. We are so easily distracted in these times with our devices, with everything that is happening. uh, but the more you can connect with yourself, with your body, with nature, stillness, the easier it is to really hear and know and remember what is there within you, what is calling you. And the joy will always lead the way. What used to lit you up as a little girl will be among the things that is your purpose.
Yeah, this is a beautiful message. And I know from my experience, this is so true. and but it was a long journey to understand it. And yeah, so,
And we can value that long journey. Like we can just,
yeah, of course.
yeah.
Now I am able to enjoy even the journey and like look back and see like, oh, you know, and laugh at me. But yeah, but I believe this is like a beautiful message for everyone who is like kind of not there yet. Like to enjoy the journey and follow the joy. And sometimes it looks simple, but it's not so easy.
No, no.
But yeah,
And
but
life with children and dogs and all the things on top of that. So
yeah, but thank you very much for this conversation. I believe it like people will find value in your words and also in your songs. So, and I'm looking forward the event
me too.
22nd December. Yeah.
Welcome
So,
everyone.
yeah. So, thank you very much and bye. Thank you for watching.